What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope y'all are having an amazing day as usual. So, in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 worst airports in the United States. Every year, millions and millions of people travel in and out of America. I actually traveled this Christmas to Mexico for a vacation. I don't travel that often because it's honestly just a really bad experience, but I flew out of Newark Airport to Cancun Airport. Newark Airport was decent, but once I got to Cancun, that's when things really started to suck. The line for customs and immigration in Mexico was 3 hours. There were thousands of people in the customs line. Once you leave customs, you're approached by the terrible baggage claim area where I got my luggage lost. Luckily, I got it back a day later. And to make matters worse, once you leave the airport, you are approached by hundreds of people, not hundreds, but many people asking you if you need a taxi ride to your hotel. Most of those people are scammers and will overcharge you. So it's recommended that you go with your booked travel agency so that they can take you to your hotel. A little irrelevant, but yeah, that's the experience at the Cancun airport. Now back to American airports. Most Americans hate the entire experience at an airport. Buying plane tickets, going through the long lines in the security, waiting in long lines at the gate area, getting on the plane, getting off the plane, getting a drink at your destination, finding out that your luggage is in Atlanta and you're in New York. It's never a good experience. In today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at the top 10 worst airports in America. So make sure to like, subscribe, and let's get into this.
Number 10, MCI, Kansas City. This is one of the worst airports in the country. The layout is very odd. The bars, restaurants, and stores are on the wrong side of security. You see all these people buying lunch from a gift shop, which is just bizarre. Plus, the road coming into MCI is in really bad shape. And this whole airport is just really not a good airport. Plus, plenty of airlines are protesting the renovations here, which is also a really bad thing. So don't fly out of MCI. It's really not a good airport. Number 9, MSY, New Orleans. Louis Armstrong Airport is one of the biggest airports in the South. The biggest issue with this airport is the cleanliness. Now, there are some parts of the airport that are really clean and some parts that are really dirty, but overall, there are stains everywhere, and it's pretty dirty. On the bright side, there is jazz music in this airport, which is very good, and most airports don't have jazz, so I guess that is definitely one good thing you can say about New Orleans Airport. Overall, but it's not the best airport, but it really isn't terrible. Number 8, Boston Logan Airport, Boston, Massachusetts. This airport has over 40 million passengers each year. Parking is terrible. It is recommended that you take an Uber or a Lyft to the airport. Parking on the first few levels are always full, to be expected, but the parking garages don't have any elevators. How the heck are you supposed to carry your luggage down all the stairs? There's other issues with the airport, and it sucks. Number 7, John F. Kennedy, JFK Airport, New York City. JFK, this airport sees 57 million passengers annually, and every airline has its own terminal, which is really bizarre. The layout sucks, and customs is a freaking nightmare. It's also an issue that the employees here aren't very friendly. Although, out of all the New York City metropolitan area airports, this is probably the best one. It just goes to show you how bad some of the airports in this area are. Number 6, PHL, Philadelphia. Philadelphia International Airport is pretty bad. Now, you would expect a TSA agent to be professional and friendly. Not in Philadelphia. The TSA agents are notoriously rude, probably because it's Philadelphia, and Philadelphians are known to have serious attitude problems. And the airport is very outdated, and there's homeless everywhere. I would certainly not recommend traveling through Philadelphia International Airport. Try going to Harrisburg or Atlantic City nearby. Everything here is just outdated, and there's homeless everywhere. Number 5, EWR, Newark. Now, I've flown out of this airport plenty of times in the past, and really, to me, it's not as bad as people make it out to seem, okay? But there are some problems here. The lines are insanely long for everything. Security, gate, check-in, and bathroom lines, all very long. And on top of that, the shops and restaurants are very overpriced. The immigration officers are rude, and it is also dated. To make things worse, there are iPads shoved in your face like everywhere you go. Now, on a positive note, the airport's relatively clean, and most of the employees, besides the immigration officers, are pretty friendly. But this airport could definitely use a facelift, and it's just certainly not a great airport. Trust me, I've been to it plenty of times. I don't fly that often, but every time I do, it's out of this airport. Number 4, BWI, Baltimore Washington International Airport, Thurgood Marshall Airport. Baggage claim here is horrifically slow. The employees are often rude, and many Southwest agents racially profile people. However, apparently it's very, very easy to navigate this airport compared to other airports in the country, which is a great thing. And also, the TSA agents here are pretty friendly, and everything's very efficient. So there are some good things about this airport. Number 3, Chicago Midway. Chicago Midway is one of the worst airports. It's outdated, and flights are constantly oversold, which is a really bad thing. There's also some really, really dumb rule in security that only one parent or chaperone can escort their kids to security. What kind of rule is that? And then apparently there's also flies in the airport, and there's lots of very rude passengers as well. Number 2, LAX, Los Angeles. LAX has its fair share of issues. The airport has 85 million travelers each year. It is packed, and it is pretty outdated. There are plenty of homeless, and the ride into LAX is very, very congested and busy. LAX does have a good design, but the amount of people traveling through this airport each day, 230,000 to be exact, is definitely one of the busiest airports in America, and can definitely make for a pretty bad experience. It's recommended that you travel through Long Beach Airport or somewhere else in this area. This airport is very, very crowded, although it does have some good things to it as well, so that's good. And the worst airport in America is LaGuardia Airport in New York. LaGuardia is a nightmare. The airport is dirty, and President Joe Biden referred to it as a third world country. There's homeless, leaks in the roof, and even roaches outside. Luckily, the roaches are not inside the airport. Most of them are outside, but that's still really, really bad when it comes to an airport. There are homeless everywhere as well. This place just needs a facelift. There are some areas of the airport that do look nice, though.
So that was my list of the top 10 worst airports in America. I hope everybody enjoyed. Just a video telling you guys what airports you should not travel through. That's going to be it for today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and God bless to everyone.